Hey man, we are about to watch the smackdown of the ages of the Greek gods. Greek gods versus Marvel heroes. Anansi versus Ares. Miles Morales versus the demigod Zap. Oof, let's get it. Welcome back to my channel, and this is Miles Morales. Spider-Man. Let's jump right in. Picking up where we left off, the scientist, or rather the doctor, Miles Morales' therapist, hulks out, revealing her form, looking all powerful and dangerous. She was a muscle mommy for real. Now, we have gotten a lot of female Hulks in the past few years. I mean, Betty for some time, even Jan, the current She-Hulk, but this was different. She was just like them. The only difference was she was with it. Ares saw her and said, "God damn, I hate the Hulks." Even he knew the Hulks were a threat. Hercules saw her and saw a potential girlfriend. Ah, she looks good. She looks really good. Anansi looked at Miles like, "I told you to trust me. Your doctor is fire. She's with it like that." Miles said, "Dr. Kwan? I did not know this. The good doctor, well, she was on some timing. This feels fantastic." Apparently, her personality just shifts. She tossed the god back his weapon. "Take this. I don't need it." He said, "Appreciate it." Nah, she wasn't trying to be nice. She just likes to fight with her hands. Boom, he felt that deep. Oh my God. She looked at him. "Nah, you tough, right? Just chill for a second. Let her go have her fun." She picked him up, flew into the sky, and came down like a missile. All the other gods just watched this shocked. What is happening? Ares, what have you brought us into? The beatdown was insane. Boom, he was planted into the ground. Again, she wasn't satisfied. Boom, another suplex. Her Hulk abilities were charged with her adrenaline, so every time she gets excited, she gets a boost of energy. Boom, another choke slam. He started screaming, "I yield, I yield." She said, "Shh, shh, shh, not yet. Let me feel something, I." He said, "I give." She said, "No." What a waste. Boom, punched his head into the ground. The match was over. Everyone watched as a god got his ass beat by a mortal, a Hulk. Anansi smiled. "Ah, there it goes, brother. You take another L. Keep losing to me, huh?" The heroes all celebrate. Miles was honestly just shocked. The doctor apologized for keeping it a secret, but she wasn't like the sharing type. And she knew the second her adrenaline calms down, the powers are gone. Regardless though, she brought them their first win. And now Anansi told Miles, "You would trust me, right?" Miles says, "Sure, I guess." The gods, well, they were sad. This was a bad defeat. Even with that defeat though, Dr. Kwan made sure to check if he was okay, because the beatdown was out of this world. Thankfully, he was a god. He would survive. Anansi was teasing Ares, and Ares was lashing out at his cousin. "You are weak. You lost to a mortal. Pathetic." Anansi said, "Boy, chill. You know what? Matter of fact, pick two heroes. Let's finish this up quickly." Ares agreed and picked two gods to face off against two mortals. He picked Zap and Pyra, and Anansi, well, he picked Miles and Ghost. It was very odd. You see, Ghost was not only not ready to fight, she hated violence in general. Miles, on the other hand, could stand on his own, but these were gods, and they had just watched one of their brethren get the beatdown of the century. They were not playing, they were coming out to kill. Miles had to prepare Gus for what was to come. She wasn't a fighter, but he assured her, "You can handle yourself. Just be confident, alright?" Well, how can you be confident? Zap was here. He launched his attack like a freaking demon, but Miles just stepped out of the way and webbed his mouth shut. You see, he was not a fan of Zap at all. I'm not a fan. His name is actually Zip, but I call him Zap because Zip is just dumb. Zip is a dumb name. But let us be respectful. Zip was always claiming to be honorable, but he was wrecking mortals. He was doing very unhonorable stuff. Miles called him out on it, and he started to feel bad. But back to Gus, though. She was facing off against the queen, or rather the goddess of the drowned. It was a tough fight. She didn't even know if she could stand her own. But for some reason, she was powerful. Why was she powerful? Especially in this situation. The goddess of the drowned just said, "Yeah, you are an Olympus child. This place gives people strength. It reveals their true nature." Anansi said, "This is fun, but I think we can make this funner. You pick the champions, I'm going to pick the location." And none of them could say nothing. Anansi did his magic, and everyone was like, "God damn, this god is weird." He really was. With a snap of his finger, everyone was transported to a new location. A lake of legend. As Miles and Zip looked around, they didn't know this place, or rather, Miles didn't know this place. Zip knew. All the Greek gods knew. This was a place of myth and legend, Lake Stemphalia. As Miles looked around, his spider sense was going off. What the hell? And then he saw them, the birds of the gods, same birds that eat Prometheus's flesh, the same birds sacred to Ares. He was losing his mind as he saw them pull up. Anansi, how cruel could you be? Why was he worried about the birds? They were actual demons. These guys were bulletproof. Their feathers could actually cut the skin of gods. Matter of fact, they were part of Hercules' tasks in the legends. He remembers them on sight. What a fight. I wish I was in this battle. The doctor looked at him like he was crazy. Boy, chill. Zip thought he was tough. He thought these birds were nothing, but they smacked him down hard. Hercules looked at him and laughed. You think you're me, son? You ain't. You Zippy the demigod. He was disrespectful with it. Ghost and Pyra, though, they were locked in combats, fighting as one. She was even curious as to why someone named Pyra was the goddess of the drowned. She reveals her father is actually Prometheus, a fire god. But you see, after Poseidon drowned her city and she survived, she was blessed by the deity. She was now one of them, the goddess of the drowned. Seeing them collaborate must have given Miles the idea, let's work together, Zip. And Zip had no choice. They started working together, hitting the birds down. And when they found the mother, he webbed her up quickly, and the spider bullet was born. Using Zip's gust of wind, Miles went flying like a bullet, and he knocked her into the water like a bullet. It was good. It was amazing. They won. This, in front of everyone, was a draw. Even Miles was surprised that the demigod he hated so much could actually be so cool. Anansi said, congratulations, champions. You started this as enemies. Now, you're friends. This is amazing. What an amazing day. An amazing story. A draw. Ares said, nope. Say what the fuck you mean, Orisha. Stop playing games. No more riddles. Anansi looked at him like, God damn, why so serious? Alright, the next round will decide this. The next round will decide the winner. Settling this face to face. Are you game? He said, of course I'm game. Finally, the trickster speaks the truth. Now, Miles was pissed off. Anansi has been playing games all this time. Why the hell are you doing this? Is this why you healed me of my vampirism? You playing games just to fight a war with Ares? He said, calm down, little champion. It's not that deep. Miles said, it is though. I'm fighting a war with Ares right now. Ares said, tell him, Anansi, tell your champion. Why'd you keep lying to the boy? Tell him why you keep crafting such intricate lies. Miles said, yes, tell me, and be straight. No fucking riddles. And Anansi said, all right, you want the truth? Fine. I'll show you the truth. I shall give you this honor, my great Spider-Man. I shall sing to you my greatest and saddest tale. Melodies shaped by the fires of Olympus. Sit down. Listen well. This is the story of my sweetest champion, Arachnid. Ooh, it's getting interesting. Because as we know, Arachnid was cursed to be a spider by the goddess Athena. Let us hear how Anansi messed that up.